Hey, Elisa Ben Shalom here. This is the Matchmaker podcast where we talk all about how to find a love that lasts. And I love love. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I work with singles from all over, all different generations. And you might know me from Jewish Matchmaking on Netflix, maybe not. If you didn't see it yet, you might want to check it out. The podcast is the same name as my new book, Matchmaker, which you can grab on Amazon or anywhere that you love to buy books. And I want you to meet my new guest today. This is Brandon, who is all the way from New York,
Yeah.
where we're recording live with Zeem.
Yeah, a few blocks down. Thanks for having me, Elisa. Happy to be here.
So happy to have you. And you're unmarried but not single.
Yeah, I would say or almost married. You could say either.
Are you engaged?
Not yet, will be, but
will be.
Yeah, like
So take us back a little bit. Well, first of all, tell us who you are. Let's start with that. Who are you? What do you do? What's your story?
Yeah, my name is Brandon Berman. I'm a comedian. I host a dating show, but it's more like comedy feature dating, and it's almost like a human.
Here in New York?
Kind of globally. We tour.
You tour around.
Based out of here though.
Love it.
Started here. Could only start here.
Right. You only start in New York.
Yeah.
So you have some like dating shtick and humor and play and banter.
Yeah. We delve into many different areas, but it's sort of like I always describe it as like sort of 90s Howard Stern, but in front of a live audience with a date as the prop. Like it's more of that type of.
Love it.
Yeah, that's how I describe it.
Okay. Well, anything on this show, we just keep clean, but humor is welcome.
No, I won't even curse. No.
Thank you.
Don't worry. Parents love me. I'm very polite.
Parents love me. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Amazing. So that's what you do. And you did land yourself in a relationship. How'd you guys meet?
So that's what I do. And so I met my girlfriend May of 2021. It was sort of the end of the pandemic, actually, when my show like came back, like we started doing it. And I moved into a new apartment. It was at the time I lived in like Murray Hill. My neighbor was super nice, cute girl. And she was showing me her apartment. I saw a photo on the wall and I was like, who's your friend?
There's another person that has this story similar that they also like saw through a photo in the apartment. It's like, oh, who's that? I want to meet her.
Oh my God.
So it was through a friend. So you saw the photo and you're like, who is that? I want to meet her.
Yeah, it was literally it. And I didn't even like ask her to set us up and she just did it. Then like a few days later, I got a text and I knew like right away. I was like, oh, this is starting to it's too great of a story. Like I don't want to meet someone on an app. Like this is such a good
I'm not gonna dump you because our beginning was so good. We gotta have a good ending.
You can't top it. Like if I get to write a movie one day, like I already have like one written. Like That's it. Yeah, it worked out.
You walk into the apartment, you see her photo on the wall. The friend's like, I'm gonna set you up. Boom, scene one.
Yeah, no, it was wild. Like it literally was like I jumped into a photo and it kind of right away like we worked.
That's amazing.
It's a pretty nice story.
Pretty good story. So you were interested in her, she was interested in you. Was it a spark? Like, wow, or was it like a slow grow? Like this is good, it's just working, it just makes sense.
It wasn't a spark right away, actually. And like initially, like she didn't look like the photo, like look very pretty, but the date started. It was also a weird time. Like April 2021 was like, it was so awkward.
Nobody looked like their photo back then.
No, it was like at the weird time. People were just kind of getting back into it, and the date started really poorly. Like I was kind of awkward. She was kind of awkward, and she clearly she's confident. Like she wasn't looking to meet someone. Like she didn't care. She was just there because her friend.
She was doing her friend a favor.
She's like, oh, I'll show up, and I kind of like that she wasn't like that.
She wasn't putting on any airs. She just was who she was, and she wasn't over trying.
Not at all.
And she wasn't even necessarily trying. She was just showing up and being who she was.
Exactly. Yeah. It was, and I just thought as the date progressed, I was like, you know what? Like, this is not, I've been on a lot of dates. Like, this girl is actually normal, like cool girl.
Cool and normal.
cool, normal. Obviously found her like very attractive, but
not what she looked like.
no, she didn't.
That, by the way, that usually freaks men's brains out. Like when you you see a photo or you think somebody looks one way and then you meet them on the date and you're like, oh, it's not, it doesn't look like you. Like, they're like, I wasn't expecting that.
No,
it's really hard.
It was really like wild. In the photo, she was a couple years younger. Maybe she was a little heavier in the photo. And I guess I kind of like that. And in person, she was, like smaller. Maybe that was, I think.
Most people say the opposite. This is like mind blown conversation here. I'm very excited to hear this story.
Yeah, it's I like a round face. I don't know why. Okay. Always into that, and then in person, but then as the night progressed, I'm like, oh, now I'm starting to see, you
could see where she aligned with her former self.
Exactly. And it just progressed that night. And then we kind of slowly, like once a week, we hung out for maybe 4 weeks, and then boom, it was like hardcore.
Okay, what define hardcore?
Just actually, a good way to define it is like there was no rules. Like I wasn't like, when should I text this girl? When should I do this? We just spoke every day. I was like, you want to hang out? Like we just saw each other. We're in full communication every day.
So it sounds to me there was a little bit almost like a friendship vibe where you could just be like, hey, you want to hang out tonight? And she's not like, why didn't you properly ask me out 2 days before? And why this and why that? Like it just was like, I happen to be available and I really want to see you and you want to see me too. Like, let's go do something.
That's exactly what happened. I also at the end of even the first date, I planned the second date first. Every time I saw her, I planned the next thing. Yeah, I don't really care. I have nothing to, I also wasn't necessarily trying to meet someone at that time. I'm now 30. So I guess I was 26 then, 27.
Yeah.
And she's similar to me. We both didn't really want to meet anyone until we were like 30. Like I kind of wasn't like, so we both, I guess we had that sort of like.
You had the time without the pressure.
Exactly.
So it's like, hey, let's meet. And now you're both 30-ish.
Yeah, she's 2 years younger.
Okay.
Yeah, she's very young.
So she's heading up there. And now you've been dating for 4 years.
Yeah, it'll be 4 years. Like I guess officially like June. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I would have gotten engaged like sooner. She's just not into that.
She's not ready yet.
Yeah, she's not.
Your story is so opposite to every other story that I hear.
Yeah.
It's like, I would have gotten engaged sooner, but she's not ready.
Yeah, that is, it is unique. I'm like the girl, kind of. I also was like, I think I asked her to be my girlfriend. So I mentioned like, we went on a date once each week for like 3. I actually remember it exactly. 4th week, we did more than one. Then I think by date 7 or the 7th or 8th time we hung out, I think I said I love you and like, be my girl. I went all in and she was like, whoa. Like,
yeah, that's fast.
Yeah, I go deep. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, look.
You might be a comedian on stage, but behind it, you're like a big mush.
Yeah, no, I was also pretty hard on her. I was like, look, like if you're going to like not take me seriously, like, you're not going to
make the cut. Like,
yeah. And she was like, how do you know? And I'm like, I'm just saying.
Okay, wait, answer that question. How did you know?
I think the answer is I didn't know. Like, it was, I was just doing that. And
it wasn't knowing, it was feeling. Because some people need to know, right? Because her question is, how did you know? Which means she's more of a thinker, right? And you're like, well, I didn't know, but you're saying it. So it's got to be coming either from knowing or feeling. One is usually stronger. So it sounds to me like for you were feeling it. So you were saying it. For some people, they're knowing it and they say it.
Does
that resonate?
You are spot on. I also think like similar to build off of what you're saying, I like it was a feeling I never felt. Like I'd had girlfriends in the past. I'd hung out. I always was putting on a show and like not really like
And you do that well anyway. So that's your normal MO is to put on a show.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is how you get people. I wasn't doing that. Like I was like, I kind of feel like a family vibe. Like I felt a new pillar of like a human interaction of like
new pillar of human interaction and a family vibe.
Yeah. I'm like, obviously it's not, she's not a part of my family, but I feel comfort. I would only feel with my family. I always like, I didn't like hide anything. So I was like, there's something, I'm like, that's rare. So
it is, by the way. That is one of the most rare things that you can find. And when you find it, you shouldn't go like, oh, maybe there's something else. No, it's rare. Most people don't feel like family. They don't feel like home. They don't feel comfortable, normal in your environment, in your world.
You're absolutely right. And I even tell her sometimes I miss lying a little. Like I miss meeting a girl and like acting as her. Cause I enjoy doing that. Like I enjoy.
I like that you're also a dude. Like you're
you know,
just like a guy. I miss lying to them. I miss just,
that like feeling of like ego. Like there's no ego. I do the opposite now of impress her. Like not on purpose, but but yeah, it's just like that kind of vibe. And I also loved her family, which was pretty big for me because I've had experiences. And like there's just a feeling I'm like this makes sense, like that was really it. I'm like that's it. I don't ask questions. If
this
something
makes sense,
yeah,
and I'm feeling something, and that's it. I'm in. I'm gonna tell you I'm in, and I'm not gonna play games with you, even though I like lying. But to you, not so much.
You're exactly right. You're spot on. Like,
and she obviously was not moving at your pace. So in relationships in general, I always talk about the fact that people aren't moving at the same pace. They're moving in the same direction, but somebody's always ahead, right? So you're clearly the guy that's like running the marathon, and she's like walking the marathon,
Yeah.
Okay, so where is she today, and how did she kind of catch up / balance? And I don't even think she'll ever like be exactly where you're at, but you might always be the leader in this.
Yeah, well, today I think she's a few blocks from here. No, she fell hard. Like I think like she definitely she obviously we love each other a lot. She does a lot. Like she's more what's a way to put it? Like I think like I think we love each other actually equally. Some days I love her more, some days she loves me more. I probably love her more most days, but I think I'm like we have a similar sense of humor. Like I'm like a big kid, and like she's very confident, and she's very like she's a leader.
I was just gonna say she has the maturity, and you have the play banter.
Exactly.
And so it's a nice balancing act.
And also I have severe anxiety, and she just doesn't. So it like
you have severe anxiety with everything that you do.
Yeah.
And you have such like a projection of confidence, and even like your voice and how you carry yourself.
Yeah, no.
This is what severe anxiety looks like.
It's what it looks like here at home. It's like going into a tube, and she's just like she's very confident, and like it even got better when I met. Like there's things that used to happen to me before I met her that don't happen. Like I used to get forgetting the name of it. But I used to like forget where I am. I'd be like, where are my hands? Like I would get literal anxiety. I don't get
like crippling anxiety, debilitating anxiety.
Crippling anxiety. Like before I would do shows, I'm like, what if I forget how to speak? Like actual, like those things actually.
So before I do shows, I still bring notes, and people are like, Elise, you've done this program like 70 times. What do you need your notes for? It's all memorized. And I was like, no, because I'm going to go up there and I might start rambling, and then I might not do anything that I want to accomplish. And I might not, like, I'll miss it if I don't have the notes. And they're like, no, it's not possible. And I was like, no, it's possible. And it's not anxiety, but it's like, I don't know. For me, it's something else where sometimes I just go in free form, but then if you have things that you want to say, then you won't say them unless they're like there. Like I need my bullet points.
Exactly.
So I get it.
No, I know. And yeah, no, my level's worse. Like I think I'm going to actually forget how to say word. Like I am so like
you didn't get over it yet? It's like still there, like underneath?
That level of anxiety I've got, like she's really helped. Like it's a comfort. She's a very comforting, it's like nice I live with my therapist. Not quite though. Not quite. She doesn't like take anything. She's like I don't want to listen to that. Like she's very confident and cool.
No, what I hear though, it's not that it's your therapist, but I hear that you have a really grounding force and somebody who balances you out. And then when something happens, she gives you the confidence to say like, you've got this and you can move ahead. Like you're not going to have a problem with this. And you believe it, obviously. And then when you believe her, you believe in you.
Exactly.
And that balances you out.
Yeah, no, when I met her too, like my show took off. Like she gave
really?
Like, yeah, no, like everything immediately clicked. Like I was just like, oh, like, she's just like, yeah, it was an energy. I'm a collaborator too. I never like even my show, I have a partner I do with. I always say I'm an ensemble guy. And the same thing with like,
I love that.
you know, I like her, like, you know, I don't think independently as a single guy, I would have done very well. At like this age, I think I'd be, you know.
Also, I have this whole theory: we're better together.
100%.
We're better business, professionally, personally, family. Right? We're better together, and bringing the right people in connection with each other, like just it's like magic. It elevates us. It takes us to the next level.
100%.
So you're like that professionally and personally. You're not like a one-man show who likes to do his own thing.
Nah, not really. Like, and if I want to do my own thing, I want to do it around people. Like, I'm
You're a collaborator, people person.
Collaborator, but then I'm also like I'm also like very like I like being alone a lot, but
Right.
like but yeah, I was when I was younger, actually, like in class, I was always funny if I had someone even if it wasn't my friend, like I felt someone's energy in the room. Like I had two teachers that were like, that once pulled me after class. They're like, she's telling me you act like this, like you don't speak in my class. I'm like, well, I feel alone in your class. Like I can't. So it's like, I need that. And it's funny, after I left high school, there's a couple of friends I really wanted to like, I wanted them to go into comedy with me. I'm like, if you just do it with me, like we'll
do it together.
Yeah, they
Wasn't
didn't.
their vibe.
Yeah, they didn't do it. It would have been nice. It delayed me like a couple of years. But yeah, I love that. Like, so I love. I love
Doing
that
stuff
shield.
together.
It's nice.
Okay, so since you're a do it together and like collaborate with people kind of person, have you ever made a match and put people together?
Yeah, on my show we have definitely.
Tell me, I want to hear stories.
Yeah, people have met in the crowd at our show. Harrison, who I do the show with, we actually make it a big, and it's something we're working on. Actually, we're working on like an app for our after show. But we, unlike a lot of acts, like we'll do a show in a city of like 1,000 people, and we'll actually hang out. We'll go out after, and it creates an environment of like people
hang out.
meeting.
You do the show, you warm them up, and then you go hang out at an after party.
Yeah, he's more
Brilliant.
probably into that. Actually, no, we're probably equally into that. He used to love that. But yeah, we go out after, but people have met. And we're like, hey, this is something we should actually like, you know, try to expand. Like, you know, it's really down to, you know, like things are really kind of reverting to our in person, like our show. People are watching people be vulnerable, so they feel comfortable after. So
yeah,
there's
so
been
you're
countless.
talking about what I am digging into now, which is we need in person more. We need people to meet naturally. We need them to meet organically. We need there to just be an environment of people being together and then organically having matchmaking happen. Like we're matching because like we see the similarities between us and we're vibing and we're connecting, and that our friends can also be like, hey, oh, and I was at the show and you were at the show. Let's go, you know, hang out. Let's go talk to this person, you know, oh, you know, like wing woman, wingman, like, hey, like, you know, like, okay, I got you, you know, like I got your back, and make intros to people after parties.
You're no, like it's so important. Like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, in a way it is like you have to, people look at meeting as like, you know, it's like 1,000 swipes a second. It's kind of like saving a life when it's in person. It's like someone's
I love
life.
it. You just described matchmaking as saving a life.
Yeah.
Go, talk to me.
Those numbers need to be switched. I think for every 50 people that meet on like a random thing, like it's like, you know, I think it's one in person. I just think it's very important. I think it also has a trickle effect. I think like that then, you know, it becomes their surroundings. I think it's amazing. Like,
it's like pay it forward. Like somebody helped you, now you go help somebody.
Exactly. You also have that memory and nostalgia forever. Like the way I met, and I mentioned it earlier, like I can't top that story. I have the comfort of how we met in my brain, and it's such a big force. I think that that in itself is like, it takes you through your life. I just don't, and I'm not gonna, I think people meeting anywhere is great, like if you're on an app or whatever, but there's something about meeting in person that I think is very powerful.
Right. When there's a meaningful moment that happens that leaves an imprint on your brain where you're like, and yeah, what's the story? Oh, this is how we met.
It's
right?
It is amazing.
Right?
It is amazing. You travel there. It's I'm big on that. Like
it's powerful memory.
Yeah, whenever I'm not feeling good, I have like my thoughts in my head that I visit, and I'm like, ooh, like they're there. It's nice. Like
this is how we met, and she's mine, and I love her. Okay, I can get through another day.
Exactly. Like I
it.
usually need to escape things I'm seeing on my phone. Imagine like I want to escape it. I'm like, oh, look at her. I also met her on this. Like I just think it's not good. I'm very much about I think also social media, like apps, all that, it's imploded so much to the point where it's like exploded. Like it's almost like we're back to just, I think we should just really
get back to the basics.
I love
okay,
the
so
basics.
somebody comes to your show, there's comedy, you, another guy on stage, you got something going on. Do you bring people on stage? What does that look like?
So we start with 2 people. We usually want to cast people that we could tell a great story with. We love an underdog guy that we could build the show around. Doesn't always go that way. Sometimes you get people that aren't great and the crowd, it doesn't like them. But like, long story short, people can pitch themselves at the end of the show to the people that were up there, or vice versa. Like we may pull someone mid-show that the show builds around, and someone comes up for them. But then there's
so you bring them on stage and you banter with them.
Get to know them. Then it's like an auction. It's like then someone
you auction them off.
Well, not
no. I mean,
kind of.
Okay, describe it. Like, give me I want to visualize. I want to see what happens.
Well, it's no different than this, right? Like, pretend we're in front of a crowd right now.
Yep.
You're digging into me. We're chatting, and like, let's see someone out there likes me. Like, you get an opportunity to come up. Like it's
so somebody in the crowd's gonna be like, hey, I want to meet Brandon. So they bring her up on stage to schmooze with you.
Yeah, you get like a minute or 2 pitch. We kind of don't have rules though. Like sometimes it could be 5 minutes. It's
how long the banter goes because it's all improv.
It's all improv. The banter, the length of it is all dependent on the improv. If it's funny, you can let it go. We can let it. It's that's where.
So she comes up, she pitches herself. Let's say it's a fail, and you're like, nah, not into her. So she goes down. Does somebody else come back up?
It depends. Yeah, that could. Or sometimes 2 people compete. And remember, there's also a blindfold. So like, we'll see if someone's into someone. Before.
Wait. I didn't hear about blindfolds before that second. The whole time that person's blindfolded?
The show starts with 2 people blindfolded. They have to decide on each other before it comes off, then after. But then like our format's really...
So it's Love is Blind meets reality in a comedy club.
Yeah, sometimes. So like sometimes we will not like at the end of the show, sometimes we will just say come up like, but yeah, sometimes more of the time there's a blindfold and you have to pick before and and then decide after. But then what I was mentioning before, after the show is done, that's when it opens up into the room. And we now have this app that we created. So everyone who's single that comes to our show, they fill out 10 questions on like a form.
Yep.
And then at the end of the show, my co-host Harrison clicks a button and then it matches you in the room to people that answered like questions similarly. So like that's our new thing.
And what are the types of questions that you're asking to do the matching? Do you remember?
It's like it's really simple actually. It's like what's your favorite movie, like stuff like that. Like that's really which like really
you're
foundational.
You're basing on like interests and where somebody's at, like what they're looking for that you might also be looking for. But you're matching on similarities.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's
people say opposites attract, right? But you're not matching on opposites, are you?
That's a good. I gotta look into the software. No, I gotta look into the software.
I ask them because I want to know. Most people match on similarities, but if you want to do like a reverse, see if they can match on opposites. Like, wow, you did not match on any of these 10 things. You should meet.
I know, oh, this person's favorite movie is Schindler's List. Like, do they match with Forrest Gump? Like, yeah, it's No, it's a good point. You're making a great point. And I will say with my girlfriend and me, we are different. Like we are.
You have differences.
Which is proving your point.
But what are the similarities that you have? Because we all have an amount of similarities and differences.
I think the number one thing is it's like humor. Also our sense of our touch. Like we're kind of like cuddler. Like we both have like a similar like
love language of physical touch.
Exactly. And like the same things also make us happy. Like we like a lot of the same, we're simple people.
So you have a lot of similarities and there's differences too.
Yeah, our personalities are completely different. Like I would say, like.
Does she come to your shows?
She used to come a lot, not as much now. Like she'll come this week.
That's okay. My husband, I don't think he's been to a show yet. I mean, I travel the world and he's home with the family, so he doesn't really get a chance to come.
Yeah, but, it's fine. I like when she comes though. I love it. Yeah, it's comfort.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the opposite. I had family come to one show and it was like, oh my gosh, you mention them, you don't mention them, that you have to include them. You're not allowed to include them. And it made me so uncomfortable. I didn't feel on. I felt really off.
I used to experience that. And when I started like doing stand up, I'd have to do bringer shows. I'd be crippled when.
What's a bringer show?
It's like to get on stage, like you have to bring like 7 people, and like it's horrible. For like 5 minutes, it's like it's horrible, and like it's like wow, 5 minutes, and I feel hard like. And I always wanted, my goal was to be able to perform without knowing anyone there. And now I've reverted back. I actually like when my family's there. I like when my friends are there. Like it's really weird. Like I used to.
Comforting to you now.
Yeah, and I used to get like sick before. I'd be like, this is the worst. But it almost makes me better. Like.
And is the whole purpose of bringing these people that if they know you and love you, they'll probably laugh, which will help the rest of the people laugh and like bring the energy up?
It's less of that and more of like I can like silently play to them. Like I know what used to make my sisters laugh when I was younger, like in private, and I can just kind of go into that like character. Right. So and sometimes
but I'm saying, and then they laugh, and then everybody laughs.
Exactly, but or I could pretend. It is kind of like that. But
it brings the energy up in the room. It fills the seats.
Exactly. So that would
on stage.
Exactly, but it's I like it now. I like the kind of like I'm like I need all these people around.
All right, so we got to dig in and find out what dating advice you have for people, because the Matchmaker podcast is all about how we can help singles to find a lasting love, a love that is long-term, that can withstand the test of time. Although you're not married, you've been in a relationship for several years now. You're heading towards marriage. So you definitely have some wisdom. And you started young, which, by the way, thank you. Unintentionally. But thank you for starting in your 20s and making an effort there, because I think that couples, when they meet at a younger age, they have the opportunity to grow together. Like you're not like a fully formed human. You've been living, working for 10, 15, 20 years on your own. And like without somebody, you like became who you are. And now you want to like integrate somebody, it makes it a little more challenging. So I appreciate, and I really want to motivate the younger generation to start dating a little younger and for serious, like not just for fun.
No.
But what kind of advice, like maybe, if there's anything especially for men where you're like, dude, guys, you gotta like get yourselves in a place to like receive somebody or have an open mind, like what's some pointers that you could help the men out with? Because like I'm a woman, so I can't give men advice from a male perspective.
You're making actually like I see this on my show a lot, and just like I remember myself, like rejection, it really hurts, and it'll always hurt. Like it never gets easier, but like you're like you actually learn, like the best places always take the longest to get to.
So it's funny because I know you didn't read my book because you're in a relationship.
I'm
it's just out. I'm going to give it to you. Yeah, you didn't even get it. It didn't. Yeah, but here, chapter 5, rejection is God's protection. And you just basically said that point for me, so thanks.
It literally is. Look, I always say like, a great movie, the best movies, you lose yourself for the longest and you get to the best ending. But there's some movies that are short, some people get lucky. But you don't know, you don't really, it's a win. I really think it's a win-win with meeting someone. If you met someone early, great. You get to experience those sort of younger years with them.
So how do they do it? How do they do it? Like prep men. You have a dating show. You found a relationship yourself. You've clearly got some wisdom in this area, even though you're not a dating coach.
Yeah,
it's my expertise, not yours.
No,
but like, how do we like take all the wisdom from your story? Like, hey, trust your friends when they want to set you up. Be a yes man, not a no man. You know what I mean? Something like that might be a good piece of advice.
I think I actually think my advice would be have an idea of what you want, and if you don't know what you want, that's when you just go on a bunch of dates and like take the rejection and figure out navigate. I did have an idea, like when I met my girlfriend Mel, I actually did have a type I liked. I specifically even like girls with big eyes, like like I just had a look and then on top of that like a vibe and personality. Like I had an idea of the like the imaginary person I'd be with. Like and look, most people I think have that, then don't end up with that, which is fine. But I think just having that's kind of good. Like you should have something you're into.
I think it's good also because if you find it, then you got what you were looking for. If you find something else, you at least know what you were looking for, and you can go, oh, okay, it's not what I was looking for, but it also is another version of something that could work for me. So it's not always, what we imagine that's going to be a perfect fit. But I agree with you that you should have this vision. So having a vision is a good piece of advice, and saying yes when your friends
always meet people. Always say yes. Always say yes. No, I'm big on that. Like, and I've learned, this is my biggest learning with my show. The shows I want to do the least, the places I want to go to the least, it's always my favorite. It ends up being my favorite. We did a show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania recently.
I'm from PA, and Harrisburg's like, Harrisburg?
I was like, why am I going?
Harrisburg?
I'm like miserable. I'm going to rent a car. I'm like, why are we going here? It ended up being probably my favorite show of the year. And that I already look back at that show. I was like, that was the best. There really is something in your brain when the expectation is actually low. And you don't want to do something.
Oh, that's a golden nugget of wisdom. When the expectation is low, you have the opportunity to go up from there. When you have an expectation that's way up, the only way to go is down.
Only way. And so
keep your expectations low so that you can be surprised and elevate it, take it to the next level.
1,000%. And when they're actually low and it's not like you thinking it and you're not feeling good, it's the best time to get it. It really is the best.
Well, also, I think if your expectations are low, you feel like I got nothing to lose. Like you just put yourself into it. You do whatever you do because it doesn't matter because I didn't think it was going to be anything. And so you're like probably more relaxed and more yourself.
No, it's like I always think about that, and I keep referencing my show because it is similar to a date. You're doing it. You
have a whole dating experience on stage.
Yeah,
it's all relevant.
I do think, and I think that goes with what you're saying because I'll have a show on a certain night where I'm like, I want to be this. I want to captivate how I get relaxed, and I just can't do it. But then when I really don't want to do something, I'm like, oh, now I'm relaxed. Like it's a great mental state that I think you go into.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. Okay, so we have advice for men. I think some of this advice is good for women as well. Yeah. Is there anything for the ladies like that they need to know about men? Like what don't we know about you guys that would be really helpful for us so that we could land a great guy in a great relationship?
Yeah, well, what I was going to say was inappropriate. No.
Keep it clean.
It is a good question. I think I actually will say something. I think a lot of girls look at a guy's profile and see success within the person you're meeting. Like, same thing goes to like a girl. Have an idea of what you want. I think this applies for girls and guys. The underlying, the silent killers are the greatest humans. It's never the person you get to the date with that you're obsessed with is never the right person. It's the person you get to the date with.
Oh, we just talked about this where when it's fireworks and it's like amazing, you get 1 second and then like crash and burn. Like within 10 days or 10 dates, you're done.
It's similar to the show. Like if it's like not a vibe right away, it probably will end up being. And I think so many people don't let themselves get past that. Like
mental block.
They're like, oh, it's not great. Like, no, it probably is the best thing. Like, just enjoy it not being great, and it'll progress. I actually think that's like I would probably. I don't have a statistic, but I bet there's 70% of like what could be great relationships, especially in New York, that don't make it because people.
We need to do a poll. So I need to do like statistics on this. How many people in a relationship was it a spark, and how many people was it a slow grow? Right, like you, right? Your relationship was slow grow.
Yeah, Leah, I said I love you in like 4 weeks. That was slow. Yeah.
Well, when I say slow grow, I mean you didn't see her and you weren't like, oh my gosh, I'm going to marry this girl. She's amazing. Wow, this is like my perfect girl. You met her and you were like, she doesn't kind of look like her photo.
Yeah, but she is gorgeous, by the way. Like I'm making it act like,
No, it's not that she's not good looking, but it's just different. Right? Like I saw a vision this way and then in person it's different. So it just takes the mind time. Like once I had a girl, she had like long blonde hair and she decided to cut it. And then she had short black hair and she went on a date, but she didn't change her dating profile. So the guy showed up at the restaurant and he's looking around for her and he doesn't see her.
Sticker shock.
Right. So he shows up and she's like, hi. And he's like, what? Like he didn't even, like, it was like he was speechless. He just didn't know what to say. And there was nothing wrong. She looked great both ways. But when you look one way online or through a photo and a different way in person, like I always tell people, I'm like, don't airbrush yourself, because in person, it's going to be a disappointment. Like, better that your photo should look a little worse. And people say to me all the time, they're like, oh, you look so much better in person than on TV. And I was like, I think that's a backhanded compliment. Thank you.
Like, you do. I'm the same way. I don't look good in photos, ever. I really don't look good in.
Oh, so there is a whole photo thing. I don't know if you know about this, right? There's good-looking people in person and in photos. There's good-looking people in person and they take lousy photos. There's less good-looking people in person, but they take great photos.
You don't want to be that.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And then there's, you don't look great in photos and you don't look as great in person. And there's great in photos and great in person. Did I hit all four? It's 4 categories.
No, you
anyway, it's just a difference. So like by me, we want a photo that's the most accurate to a first date. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Right? Because you show up, you just want to see the same face. Like if I'm not going to look like this on a first date, don't show a profile photo that is like this. Like just dress normally.
Yeah, I also think set the expectation low. I would put out pictures that are uglier than you. Like being serious. Like
yeah, but you're not going to swipe on a girl that's
But you want the guy that swiped on you not looking your best, I feel. Like that'll mean it's all about filtering out
This
stuff.
is new dating advice. Yeah. New dating advice. Post a photo that's not as good looking of you. The guy that swipes on you, that's the one.
Yeah, and actually, like my back to the real in-person story, like my girlfriend did not try on the first date. Like it was like...
Right, she didn't care. Because she wasn't really into it. She wasn't like necessarily looking.
No, and I was like, wow. Like, and then when she tried, I was like, oh, that's the... Like,
that's what I wanted.
No, I think, set expectations so low. Like, I'm really all about, like...
I like it. You just took the pressure off of everybody. You just gave permission for everybody to just be in sweatpants and plain and no makeup and their hair's not done. And they show up and they're like, hey, what's going on? And you're like, good, how are you? And, no spark, just a slow grow. And like 8 weeks later, I love you.
Exactly. No, I'll make a quote. Set the expectations the way I feel about myself low. Like just go low. Like it's I also think people want to be around people like that. People are like, my mom or my girlfriend would say like, people don't want to be around someone that's miserable. I'm like, but they do. Like they do. So that's
not miserable. But just not over trying.
Not over trying.
Like people don't want people that are so performed and so like in a vibe and in a zone.
No, yeah, and that like really, it's so important to be yourself. You can't feel a good day without a bad day. I always say you wouldn't know what it felt like. Like same thing with a cut. Right. Like you don't know what nice skin is without knowing what, like, I had acne all over my face. Yeah. Like
right now, and now you're like, I appreciate my face.
It's great. Yeah. No, I that's the same thing with a bad date. Like these negative things are only going to make positives feel better. That's it. That's how you got to live. Like, and if you have 10 bad dates versus 1 getting to the good one, that 10 will make it feel even better. It's like getting out of prison. Like it'll feel good. That's it.
I don't know that that's a case for 10 bad dates, but it's a funny story.
Yeah, no, believe me, I've cried. Like, it's fine. That's another thing. Like, you can cry. Like, it's totally okay.
Yeah, it's so true. All right, so you're going from a good relationship to a more solidified relationship to a great relationship. We're going to hear more good things about you, like, as you're transitioning into this, like, really fabulous place. So we're going to soon-ish, hear that, like, you moved from, like, dating girlfriend to fiance. Yeah, that's gonna like transitionary happen.
Yeah, that should be in the spring. Like, and I've already asked her to like marry me. I mean, I kind of have. I mean, she said no. Like, I'm not. I didn't like get a ring, but I have.
You asked her and she's like no, and you're like, cool. I'll ask you again.
Yeah, no. I was like, are you ready? Like, you want to get like, you ready to get married? And she was just like no, and then. Finally, I think over the summer, I forget where we were, but and I think I was the opposite that day. I don't know what I was doing, but she's like, I'm ready. Like, I have a timeline ready for you. I was like, what? Like,
so what's the timeline? Map it out.
It'll be spring. We'll get, I'll do a little engagement. I'll probably do it like in bed. Like, I don't think I'm not Gotta think of something good. And then maybe, yeah, like a year later we get married. Yeah, I'm excited. Like it's very we're both not into overdoing. I also think like Bachelor, Bachelorette, I don't like, I will do like a joint thing. We're not into any of that. Like, you know, we don't want to make it a big thing. You know, I would even do Vegas. Like, you know.
The Hunka Chapel of Love with Elvis.
Exactly. I would, yeah, like keep it. Yeah. So that's the plan. And yeah, hopefully I don't do anything that, you know, annoying before that. Yeah, I do things that upset her sometimes, you know, so I just got to not do that.
Right. You're good at saying, I'm sorry and forgive me and I made a mistake. You didn't answer yes to that right away.
No, I'm good. But it doesn't work anymore because I probably have to say I'm sorry multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Every day. Yeah. And even when I do something nice, like I'm doing like we're New Year's Eve, there's a spot I like upstate. It's called Urban Cowboy. I love it. Like I'm like, hey, I booked this for us. Like she's like, oh my God. And then like I invited like random people and she's like, what? Like
because you're the people person because you like your team around you. And she's like, we're going upstate. And then you invite a party and she's like, you didn't want to go with me, you're going with your buddies. I thought you're going with me. So now she's upset. By the way,
right.
I'm like you. I didn't realize how much I was like you, but I do that. And like I invite somebody and then I invite people and then all of a sudden there's a thing and they're like, oh, I didn't know other people were coming. And I was like, I don't know. I kind of didn't know either. And then it just evolved and it happened. And like, I didn't mean to do it. And I didn't mean to make you not feel special. You're so special to me. But like, I like to have my team. I like to have my crew.
I love it. Yeah. I'm telling you, I need it all. I do invite people everywhere. That is my thing. Like, and it's, you know, we're alone all the time. I love being alone, but I'm the kind of guy, like I'm a big Shabbat guy.
Yeah.
I'm doing one actually in like 2 weeks. I look
like a whole crew. You're inviting a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, probably have like 15, 20 people.
Where, your place?
Yeah, my apartment.
Okay.
December 27th. Like I love a Shabbat. That is my style.
Okay.
That's the level of interaction I love.
Okay.
And so if I could bring a show, like anywhere I go, have that vibe of at least 6 people.
I was going to say it's like a show vibe. Like you got to have your audience and you got to have your buddies and you can
nice.
Like go between like being on stage-ish but and being with the crowd and having a good time.
That's a performance I love around my friends. That's especially my good friend
That's
Mike.
Where you try like good stuff, all the new stuff out to become the good stuff.
That's that's the or material I just do for myself. Is that
what it's all about, like being a comedian? It's like making yourself laugh and keeping yourself like.
There's 2 versions. But yeah, I do. I think it's very important with shows like the best ones. You can go back and forth over what joke works, what doesn't. If you're laughing, you're having fun, it's going to be the highest level of humor. Like there's a couple shows, and I get depressed because there's some shows I've done where I'm like, I can't top it. And then you go down.
No. So I've been doing also like live matchmaking shows all over the world. I don't know if you've been following.
No, yeah.
But I've been like Chile and Argentina and Australia and London and all over Canada and all over the States and Israel too. And it's been phenomenal. And in the beginning, the first couple shows, like, you know, like you get warmed up, you're good. And then like, I don't know, maybe the 5th, 6th show was like, boom, it was a home run. And I said to the guy organizing it, and I was like, this was the best show. Nothing is ever going to top this. And he looked at me and he goes, now listen, you got a gift. You know what you're doing. You love this. This is not going to be the best show. I'm glad you liked it. It was wonderful, but you're going to have other amazing shows. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, it's not the same. It's not the same. And he's like, it won't be the same, but there's going to be other great shows. And since then, because I've done 70, like, you know, I've got my hit list of like my top favorite shows. And like, it's not the only one. He's right. And I called him one day and I was like, I just want to thank you and tell you you're right. Because it gave me hope that like, you didn't just, you know, it's like a good date. You hit it and you're like, oh my gosh, a good date. Like, yes.
It's the same thing.
Right. And then you hit other ones and you're like, that was good. But like, it didn't like, you know, hit the spot, but it's good. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't my favorite. Like there's like good and then there's my favorite.
No, I do the same
So-
thing. And I even write down now what I eat and did days of shows so I could travel
Really?
back if something went well. I'm like, what was I do weird. I examine.
It's like superstitious following food patterns.
I'm the most superstitious. There's a bagel place I will not eat at anymore in New York, days of shows. I swear to, and I have a spot now that it's been good luck. So I keep eating there. Yeah, I literally, I'm so deep, and then I get upset because I'm like there was a time when I used to not have to think. I lost something, so now I got to do these things. Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, I look back at, I will, like, if I hit a night hard enough, similar to like when I met my girlfriend, I think about a show, I'll cry. I'll be like, it won't be done again. Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, the best is done, and then you'll get it. And then
But it takes you a little low because you're like, oh man, like, I don't think I can do better than that. And it's not it's with the audience, right? Because
it's
so
a connection.
much.
It's a connection.
It's a connection.
It's
because
undescribable.
so much of a show is the connection. It's not me, I did my thing. It's me in collaboration with the audience that we had a moment. So
You're 1,000%.
I don't know if you do this. Sometimes I go on the stage and I'll be like, hey, how are you guys doing? And they're like, good. And I was like, that's all you got? I flew thousands of miles to see you, and you're like, yay. And I'm like, I think you can do better than that. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, good. Now we're at the vibe that I want to be at. Like, you have to, like, it's like a date. It's like you have to build the conversation. You have to build the rapport. You have to build the connection. And it doesn't magically just happen.
No.
And then sometimes it does, which makes you think that it'll always happen that way. And then you forget. Sometimes I gotta lead. I gotta work
loose.
it.
No, I experienced that, and it's my torture. Like, it's like, and it's, as 2 hour. Yeah, you have to,
right.
And you have to capture emotion, feel a certain way to lift and do this. But yeah, everything you're explaining, I fully align with. But it's when you do get that feeling when there's a crowd and you're all. It's a very
moment,
special.
Right?
It's nice. It's really, I love it. That's why I do.
I know that's why you do it.
Oh, that's my
that
favorite thing. Yeah, I can't even. I love a nice crisp laugh for me it feels good.
It's good.
Feels good.
All right. Well, this has been a really nice
amazing.
meet.
Elisa,
and this has been like such a sparkle meet. Like, you have such a personality and such a vibe. I love that you're doing dating stuff. Please don't stop. I need everybody to be doing dating stuff all over. I think that not everybody's a matchmaker, but anyone can make a match, and anybody can help somebody make a match, and you are bringing people together. So on behalf of somebody who loves bringing people together, thank you for being another human in the world that's doing that.
Oh, Lisa, you're amazing. I feel a bond with you.
Thank you. And you should be successful. Continue to be amazingly successful in everything that you do, and keep lighting up the world.
Oh.
And please, you'll come back and join us and tell us more dating love stories. We want to know when you get engaged.
Oh, yeah.
When you get married. We want to hear, and I want to meet her. Will she come on a show? Is she that kind of a human?
No, she is so
we can have her back next time with you?
She's done. She's actually done stuff with me. Yeah, and she's better than me, I think.
Oh, good. I should have had her this time. Now you tell me?
No, I think she's like,
she's the best.
She's a powerhouse.
Okay, good. So we want to have you back. And thank you. Thank you for being here with us. I want to thank everybody for being here with us. And join us again for Matchmaker. Grab the book, because the wisdom, the tools, and the tips you're going to need for life, either to help you or to help somebody that you love find somebody that they love. Elisa Ben Shalom.